been a long time since I felt hopeful.
A long time since I felt like I wasn't just scraping along the bottom waiting to see if I could find a reason to smile again.
It was a time before I was too afraid to kiss my mom in front of others.
And when the only kinds of games we thought were worth playing came with plastic pieces and wrinkled directions. And it makes me wonder what happened to those days.
Where they went off and hid when we weren't looking.
Did we trade them in for work weeks and weekend parties?
Did they get lost in the alcohol, nicotine, and loud music that replaced our chocolate milk, graham crackers, and nursery rhymes?
It's like back then, we simply believed in ourselves more.
Gave ourselves the credit we were worth.
And trusted that when we leapt from the bed to the chair across the room, we would always make it.
And even if we fell,
nothing would ever stop us from leaping again. And yet so many of us are afraid to look at ourselves in the mirror
and see the choices in our past that still haunt us,
still chase us, because they are part of who we are. Yet we continually try to escape from their grasp,
as if running from ourselves
is even a possibility. But when we're kids, no one teaches us these things.
No one ever teaches us not to run from our fears.
No one ever tells us to move closer to them,
to set a place for them in our hearts and listen to them,
to acknowledge them as a part of who we are, even though they scare us. And we wonder why some of us don't ever make it.
And why some of us do.
Why some of us die young.
And why others live far too long.
Why some of us can drink with our friends.
And some can't even sniff a drop.
No one ever said it would be easy. And back then, when we were young, we never wanted it to be.
Because we wanted the accomplishment of making the dangerous jump,
defeating the deadly dragon,
storming the magic castle.
We just never knew that the battle we'd be fighting as we got older would be with an opponent much more daunting than any we had imagined ourselves.
But I have found that some of the most precious moments in life are when we think we're at the end of our rope.
When we think we can't handle what's going on and we need to escape. When we feel like we are being chased by monsters and through that next door,
at the bottom of that next bottle,
with just one more fix, we can find safety. This is the place where all of our addictions are created.
And if we could just stop running and turn around, we might find out that our monsters cannot reach us.
We might find out that if we stare them in the eyes, we might see them as beautiful.
Or that we could learn something from them.
That out of this darkness we can find the light to see where we are still stuck, where we still have work to do.
We can taste the difference between the salt from our tears and the metallic bitterness of that gun, and realize that fighting on
could be so much more beautiful. Because that is where hope happens. It happens here.
Hope happens with just one small step.
On paths made of concrete and forgiveness. And we've been standing here this whole time, not quite sure if we can make it.
When at one time we jumped canyons and lava carpets, hope means knowing that you'll make it.
Hope means knowing it won't be easy.
That you may take a leap of faith and fall again
and again and again, until at last we realize that hope, true hope, happens here.
It happens now.
In the present. In the very moment you make a commitment to change, hope happens in you. In you.
Hi, I'm Gabriel Jerome.
My name is Kirk Latimer.
And together we're known as Kinetic Affect.
Kinetic Affect is about telling powerful experiences and stories through poetry, poetic art, video.
And most of them have to do with our own personal stories as well. It was an honor for us to work on this video for Addiction Treatment Services because both Kirk and I have struggled with addiction throughout our life.
There was a time in my life when days rolled into each other because of the way I lived my life. Not only did I struggle with addictions, I helped promote escape behavior in many of the people in my life, many of my friends, which resulted in the loss of almost all of my friends my senior year of high school. Drugs took us down a dark path that left many dead and left me feeling very much alone, isolated, and unaware of where I was going to find my support in the future because I couldn't escape in the same way that I'd wanted to before.
And we know that a lot of people go through this similar battle. For myself, when I was 18, I was diagnosed with stage 3B testicular cancer. And for 3 years I was battling the disease, and at the same time was provided numerous amounts of drugs to handle the pain that I was going through. You name it, I was probably on it at one point, because I was constantly going through surgeries. And coming out of a difficult situation, not just physically but also mentally and emotionally, left me hooked on some of those drugs that were there to keep me from the pain. Physically, I abused to keep me from the pain mentally and emotionally, which was why when we were asked to do this, we gravitated so quickly, and we're honored to work on this and be a part of this video for ATS. And we are really honored by the work that you guys do at your facility.
Kinetic Affect is about reaching into what it means to be human, express our common humanity and our struggle to come to grips with who we truly are deep inside, beyond the facades that we present to other people. And Addiction Treatment Services is one of those organizations that we can speak to and also speak through, because they are also about helping people come to terms with their true selves and allowing the true strong voice that lies inside them to come through the addict that has been taking over.
So thank you for what you do. Thank you for having us be a part of it. And to those of you who are still struggling, keep fighting, because we've been there on that battlefield with you, and we know what it's like to both achieve victory and suffer great loss.
And hope does happen here if you let it.